What is a situation in your life that has shifted your perspective on how you view life now?
Okay, so this was one of my first college classes. It was religion. And our professor was telling us this story. And it was this Chinese story. And it's called The Farmer Who Lost His Horse. And so this farmer, he buys a really very nice, expensive horse. And then the next day after he got it, his horse ran away. And all of his neighbors are like freaking out for him. They're like, oh my God, that's such a bad thing. I'm so sorry. And he was like, maybe it's a bad thing, maybe not. And then after that, the horse brought back 7 more horses. And his neighbors were very impressed, and they're like, oh my gosh, you have 7 more horses, like this is such a great thing. And he was like, maybe, maybe not. And then the next day, his son was riding one of the horses and fell off and broke his leg. And his neighbors felt sorry for him. They were like, I'm so sorry, this is such a bad thing. And he was like, maybe, maybe not. And so a few days later, there was a war that they were, enlisting people in, and they were taking all the able bodies, and since he had a broken leg, he didn't need to go fight in the war. And when the war was over, a lot of the neighbors' kids, had passed away, so ultimately it was, a good thing for the whole situation. It's kind of like the butterfly effect, where, something small happens, you don't know if it's, a good thing or a bad thing, but then it leads to many more outcomes. And it's just when you're looking at something super close, it's really hard to see the full picture because your point of view is so so close to what's going on. It's kind of like when you look at, have you ever seen Soul Surfer, and in the one scene where Carrie Underwood is the preacher and she shows a picture of a fly's eye and she's like, what is this? Have you seen that?
No, I have not.
They show a picture of the fly's eye. And it's really close, and they're trying to guess what it is, and nobody knows.
Yeah.
And then they show the full picture, and it was just really close up of the eye. You have no idea what it is.
It's a fly's eye.
Weird.
See how hard it can be to make sense of things when you're looking at them really close? The same thing's true in life. So if you guys are dealing with anything that's just too hard to handle or doesn't seem to make much sense, get a new perspective.
In the moment, but
yeah, you're looking at it in
end.
the moment, and so it's hard to know what's actually going to come of the situation. So not every situation is a bad situation because you know what will ricochet from that.
Yeah,
I guess.
So what personal situation has happened to you that you applied that later on?
So I guess when I was little, I really wanted to be a dancer, very, very bad. And I would always put on ballet slippers and dance around my house.
Hip hop.
Yeah, and I would go in the mirror, and also I liked to sing and act, and I did rhythmic gymnastics. But
we were doing flips all the time.
yeah, Seraph and I always used to dance together and do tricks and all this stuff. But my dad, he was an athlete. His siblings were all Division I athletes too, so he was this family's gonna be sports only. So he did not want me to dance, and I was so heartbroken. It was horrible. I thought the world was over. I mean, I just thought it was a horrible thing. But then I ended up playing tennis because of it. And I did not want to play tennis at all. I actually hated it the first time I played. Only because my dad was forcing it upon me. But then I played and I ended up loving it. I started pretty late, but I literally have the best memories from tennis and met a lot of my best friends, and it was my favorite thing in the world now, looking back. So good thing I'm not a dancer.
Never too late.
But yeah, so I didn't know that it was gonna be a good thing. I thought it was a horrible idea and a horrible. I thought the world was I thought he was totally against me and everything I wanted to do, but it led me to something better. So I'm very grateful for that. Now, my perspective is a little different. If something bad happens, I don't really stress about it. I'm just just roll with it, because there's a lot of things that can come out of it that you don't really know what it's gonna be. That's all up to someone else. That's up to God, and I can't control that. So I have to, if I really trust His plan, then why am I scared about what's going on? Why am I like fearing the situation and finding like building up all that anxiety inside of you for like no reason at all, just for everything to work out the way that it's supposed to work out. So you just have to like trust that plan, and that like everything that's happening to you is happening to you for a reason. It's all God's will, and like you can't change that, and you're not supposed to know. You're never going to be satisfied. So that sounds silly, but like if you accomplish everything that you think you want to accomplish, it's just human nature to always want more. So it's really, really important, even now, like as a kid, to find like contentness and like peace within your life. Like that's how you're going to find the most happiness, is within yourself, and showing gratitude for like everything you have, everything you are, and everything that you're becoming is probably like the most important thing you can do, because once you like express a lot of gratitude, you feel like you get that back, I guess, and you look at things differently.